What are you trying to catch?
Good evening, everybody. I'd like to call this meeting to order. In the absence of the mayor, I have a resolution on the table. Moved by John Jeffrey, second by Brian Pekoski. Motion that Councilor Kupinski chair the meeting, the regular meeting of October 4th, 2022, in the absence of the mayor. All those in favor? Carry.
Good evening, everyone. Does any member of council have any pecuniary or financial interest to declare? There's no allegation. We have the minutes of our regular meeting. Motion on the floor.
Moved by Brian Pekoski, second by John Jeffrey. Motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting on September 20th, 2022, open session.
All in favor? Okay. All right, so we'll go on to our reports. We'll go on to Dean.
Okay, so we've been doing some graveling there on Heritage Road from Wildlife to the halfway on Heritage Road towards Mass Road. There was a muddy spot there, so we put some B gravel down and put some A gravel. So that's been completed as of today. We're still doing culverts on some various roads in the municipality. Today we took the grader in for repair on the moldboard, which is the blade. There's bushings and different bushings and stuff that to be repaired on it. So we took that in as well today. We're hoping to have it back by probably Friday, if not Monday. Brushing, we continued that on Mask Road and now it's finished, and tomorrow we'll be starting on Traymore Road. I met with BEI regarding their tenders out from Traymore Road and Mary Street. So they're going to have men working probably most likely on Thursday, setting up grade stakes and stuff like that. And then we're hoping to start pulverizing on Tuesday. And it probably won't be done by next week, just because it's a short week with the holiday. But it'll be done the following week. And that's it for my report. Yeah.
Any comments or questions for Dean? Carl.
I've had two people about Rojack Road.
Okay.
There were one who put some B gravel in there, or pit run. I've never been up there. So
Is it a,
It's a class 6B.
it should, yeah, it's a class 6B road, so, which means it's
It's up to council.
yeah, it's up to council. So remind me again what a class 6B road means.
Well, they're different, yeah.
I know that, and so it's not like the top priority, right?
No.
Okay, I get
And
that.
if we have fill or whatever, we could put it on there. Again, it's up to council to decide that, but
Okay,
we don't maintain it up to the standards,
okay,
like compared to like a class 5 or class 4
okay,
road. So again, it's up to council. In my opinion, maybe a few loads could be put down, but like, I wouldn't spend a whole lot of money.
oh, okay, right?
Which part of the road is it?
Oh, the guy was telling me that, I forget his name. You know, we got Shrine Hill or the Annual Paul Betsy's old friend. Who lives in? Annual Paul Betsy. What's his name? Lives in there?
Actually, Rojack, the whole we're talking about.
Road.
The road, okay, I know what you're saying.
But he just said if you just get a couple loads in the swamp, he's thinking of jobbing in there and sharing his property. Whatever. But we just asked him.
Okay, all right. Any comments or questions?
That would be Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
He
yes,
kept on, yeah.
yeah, it would only be.
He said just in the swamp, it's, you know.
Whereabouts is your closest? You can get petrol there.
That'd probably be off the Simpson Pit Road, they're off of Zavetsky's pit.
Okay,
Because you don't want to put sand in there because it's just gonna turn.
No,
yeah, yeah.
He was telling me, Memphis has some jobs in there, in a place where they just put like sand in, and he said he went through the swamp there, trying to get to his property, and
Well, it's all corduroy in there too, right?
yeah, that's what he told me.
Yeah, so it's not very, good, it's obviously.
I'm too fast, so.
Yeah, no, anybody else have any comments or questions before I ask council what they feel? A couple of loads, yes or no?
Are you doing any other work in that area? I'd say a few roads wouldn't hurt, because I worked up in there about 20 years ago, I hauled there, worked there for a month and a half. But it is a road that's, like Dean says, it's full of carter, and as soon as any amount of, it's wet at all, everything starts to keep coming up.
But a couple loads isn't gonna do very much though.
No.
Like that's stretch, so.
Oh, yeah.
Pardon me?
We'll have to haul equipment up there to spread it.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, for sure, but yeah, it's gonna cost more than,
And it's not just a couple loads, like Dean says, we're going to need a lot more.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well, if you fix the whole road, there's a month's work there.
well, or at least, yeah.
This guy was just asking about the swamp, I've never been up there.
But that swamp though, Carl, it's a good section, like, there's one, two, I think there's like 3 swamps in there. So where do you stop, right? Like, and again, it's a 6.
What do you go right, yeah, you can't go right to Buck Hill, like.
No.
Where you wanna go?
So I worked up there, that one big culvert, Charlie Sitter put that in then. I think I paid for the backhoe work in the township off the culvert that thing, because I had quite a bit to go there.
Oh, is that right?
Is it just it's wet like in the spring, or is it like now?
No, like I said, the beavers are blocking it right now, so we're trying to keep them open. But in the springtime, basically, that's when,
is that being right by the Bosky farm there, where the creek crosses?
which one?
The big creek, the biggest one,
I think there's a section before that.
okay,
And then at the creek there where you're talking about, Stanley, and then there's the farthest
Yeah, I
one
know.
before Byers, like the Byers Creek. Again, it's just, I don't know, like, you could spend a lot of money on that, and it just depends on how much council wants to.
Yeah.
You don't think 2
To commit
loads
that.
are even gonna
No.
touch what?
2 loads isn't gonna do that.
All right.
no, like, I mean, especially if you're going to put anything on it, and if you have to walk the grader in there to spread it. I honestly think, I don't say that we should spend $100,000, but
Mhm.
maybe 10 loads at least, or a good day, whatever, one day, and then that
Mhm.
call it, because I know it's not a road that if we do spend a lot of money on there, that we'll have calls from a lot of places.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That's what-
yeah,
that's what's
exactly.
gonna happen.
So,
But I know there, that first bog hole there, that's through that thick alders there, that in the spring of the year, that gets down right fast.
Mhm.
Herman passed away, I do believe owns the property on the left-hand side of that. And I know Herman has been involved for,
I'm trying to think of the guy's name. Halfway up Shrine Hill.
I don't think it's a decision we can make though, because
Blosky,
Yeah,
our budget is made and if it's.
Yeah.
yeah, well, if it'd be a lot, like a couple of loads of pit run is one thing, right? Like, I think that it's like that wouldn't be, but,
yeah, well, see, he got that property from his dad, Dominic had 100 acres in there. I think he owned land on both sides after he crossed that one big swamp.
all right, guys, what do you think?
Not at this time.
Can I see a show of hands? Yes?
See if it's a real bad mud hole, maybe try and put a few loads in that, whether it is a real bad mud hole or not. That's the
well,
thing.
Dean says there's 3 swamps under there.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
a
I
lot of
remember
one,
it is
so.
Which one is it? It's, yeah.
He said, so
You could-
the request is a couple of loads.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna ask the question, yes or no? Show of hands if it's yes.
I'd say a couple of loads.
Okay, but it's, 4 hands went up? Your hand went up?
But before we make a decision here, who's going to decide? Somebody has to decide if 2 loads is going to do it or not.
Well,
Just go with-
That's up to,
We just can't
That's
take
all they asked for,
our,
though, right? Maybe it's just the one wheel's out of hold.
well, we'd have to look at it. We can't take all our equipment up there to do.
I put it, I think if we take the equipment up, like, Stanley said, maybe do 10 loads or a day or whatever, and then that would help. If he only wanted 2, that should help the problem he's talking about. It also help the rest of the roads.
so does the
A little
vote,
bit, it's not gonna be a.
Yeah, no, that's fine with me or whatever, but again,
Yeah.
it might not be like Mr. Brown said in the budget.
yeah,
Yeah.
We don't have.
well, and that would be something, that's right, like if it's something that's gonna break the budget, you absolutely.
How can we discuss, what if we leave it till the next budget and discuss it then?
Is that okay, council?
I'd say.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Okay, basically, and
I mean,
honestly, I think you guys, it should be put on the road tour.
It's not gonna make any difference from now till.
From now
winter
until then,
anyway,
no,
and then it's gonna be the spring is when he has. the
Yeah,
time.
but I think you guys are gonna, if you put this on the road tour for next year, you guys will know. Because when he's talking about 3 swamps.
Go in there, you can walk that.
Well, even if Dean can show you where it is, you guys will know. That's what I'm saying, right?
You probably wouldn't take it about something.
No, probably not, no, but I'm just saying that. Yeah, yeah,
I know that, I know.
okay, all right.
Thank you.
Anything else for Dean?
Well, just when Dean's here, I want to bring up a bit of that tree on Walton Street again.
Oh, okay,
Hydro's not getting back to us. The residents there are getting very anxious and worried that that tree's gonna come down.
yeah,
So either we gotta do it or we gotta pressure that more. I'm just wondering if we were doing it, we hired a contractor to bring it down, we'd be able to dispose of it.
Yeah.
The tree.
Yes,
We
yes.
could use it for wood or.
We could use it for the work share.
and it's our tree, right?
It's
And
definitely
it's our
our.
tree,
yes.
okay, so it's, yeah, all right, good, okay.
So I don't know what we have to do to get hydro. Get off their ass and give us some
Yeah.
answers, or else we just step in.
The mayor was gonna contact them, I don't know if she did or not.
That I don't know. Was she gonna contact Tyler?
Yes, she was.
Okay,
I'm wondering though if we shouldn't go ahead and get a price. From like, Rockingham Tree Service
Or what's the name of it around Lake there?
or Dunn's.
yes, that's true.
Or 2 prices or.
It doesn't hurt, I
Just so
don't
we
think, to
have
get,
an idea
Yeah.
because.
yeah,
Yeah, if it comes down and it's our tree, we're gonna be.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
and then maybe, I know Tammy Janice is coming in on Thursday, maybe you can ask her, she's contacted Hydro.
Yeah.
And then, but I think in the meantime, if we do talk to the 2 tree services that you guys mentioned.
At least one, so we have.
Yeah, at least one, so we have, just in case, yeah.
Because we gotta do something better, if Hydro's not going to do it. One guy told her they would, and one guy told her they wouldn't, so.
Okay,
And I gave her, the mayor, the phone number,
yeah,
and I don't know if she got in contact with them. or
she
not.
might have, or, yeah, who knows, okay. All right, Dean, were you gonna say something?
Yeah, I said I could probably contact Ottawa River Power myself tomorrow and see.
Okay,
Okay, good,
You-
And-
Justin Allen,
No, it's isn't Charles?
I,
There's a Charles, I think, or Chuck or somebody.
Yeah, Charles.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was Charles.
good,
And then like if he doesn't give me anything, do you want me
I think
to go
so.
ahead and get 2 prices or?
I think so, I
prices?
think as if you guys are saying that it's yeah, absolutely. Show of hands, guys, that we're good with that?
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Perfect,
Yeah, just make sure they know that.
Yeah.
We dispose of it, they just have to bring it down.
yeah,
Yeah, because
Be quite a cost savings, I would think.
it would, because we have the chipper and everything like that, so we can, we can blow it into our truck or whatever,
Yeah.
take the wood away and stuff like that, so. All they would have to do technically is like come in, like I say, with a boom truck or whatever, and
yeah, do that.
take it down and then
Yeah.
we can clean up the rest. But I'll contact, like I said, I think it's Charles or whatever, so.
Yeah, or even if they pay half or something.
Yeah.
But they have all the equipment to do it
Yeah,
themselves.
true.
That's the thing,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely, yeah.
And tell them if they bring it down, the same thing.
Yeah,
We'll clean
for
it up.
sure, we can clean it up. Oh, yeah. No,
Good.
it's-
okay, great.
That's
Perfect.
nice, yeah.
Anything else for Dean? No? Well, thank you very much, Dean.
Thank you,
Enjoy the rest of your evening.
you guys too.
Thank you. Chris, go on to you.
Okay, so Halloween big screen party is back. This year we're gonna be featuring the extremely popular Minions Rise of Gru. We're gonna have, it's free admission, bounce castle, free pumpkins, free popcorn, we're gonna have contests and free games. So it's gonna be in Kildare Station Park, October 29th from 3 to 8 p.m. As Seen on Halloween is also back again this year. That's the partnership with the 5 municipalities and you have your house lawn decorating contest, pumpkin carving contest, adult costume contest, kids costume, and this year new scariest costume contest. And that's already underway and ends November 1st. More exciting news from Kildare Pathways Park. So we are working on another trail development through our grant sponsorship. This is going to be called the Orchard Trail. Basically, it's going to build off what the greenhouse has already set up. These trees were already planted from a grant from the CRC. They're all fruit bearing trees, and so this path, as you can see on the left, is being constructed. And actually, all this is going to be done mid-October. So all of our benches, picnic tables, garbage cans, welcome boards, everything will be ready to go. So stay tuned for that, but we're looking at mid-October for the whole thing to be done. So that's pretty exciting because that's been in the works for a while. Just a quick update on the Legion banner program. We do have some people who have bought these banners. You might have seen them in Barry's Bay. However, they are having delays with the manufacturing still. So there's no updated time frame for hanging the banners. And because it was to be installed mid-September. And lastly, Digital Main Street, our new digital service squad member starts tomorrow, and her name is Chevy McLaughlin. She'll be here tomorrow starting out and doing training for about a week, and then we're heading to Madawaska Valley and working our way down Highway 60. That's the partnership we did with the 5 municipalities, and that's to help them access $2,500 grant as well as to improve their online presence and a couple other things with marketing and stuff like that. And that was all paid through Digital Main Street.
Perfect.
And that's my report.
All right, so we'll go to the beginning and Halloween screen, big screen party. Everybody loves the Minions.
Yeah.
Now, Seen on Halloween contest. Kildare Pathways Park. The Legion banner program. Just a question on this, Chris. I guess November the 11th, they're still working towards an event on November the 11th?
Yeah, we're actually, as far as I am planning and doing our regular November traditional thing where we have the schools and invite people. We have no restrictions, so finally we'll be able to do things as we typically have done in the past, which would be great.
So, and it's a Friday.
Yes.
And the last, Digital Main Street. Any comments or questions on Kristen's report? Yeah, any comments or questions for Chris? The only thing I had, Chris, it was in our package. I don't know, Council, if you had a chance, it's called Give and Take Round Lake. I don't know if you guys read it. Yeah, so there's a group during these challenging times, they're looking at supporting those that are in need of the community. This Give and Take Round Lake's mission is to supplement the services by collecting new and gently used household items and stuff like that. What I wanted to do, if council's okay with this, maybe Chris, maybe, you know, if personally you guys want to do any donations and stuff like that, absolutely. But I think that maybe something in the newsletter so that people know that there's another organization out there that's willing to help and support and stuff like that. So they have an email address and stuff like that. But I think, council, if you guys agree, we could pass this on to Chris and maybe reach out to them and get something in our newsletter for our folks in
Absolutely.
the area. Yeah, you guys are good with that? Perfect. Perfect. All right. Thank you. Perfect. Perfect. Anything else for Chris? It's easy. Thanks,
Right on.
Chris. Perfect.
Have a
Enjoy
good
the
night.
rest of your night. Thank
Nice to meet
you. Tammy.
So in front of you, you will find a draft policy, I-8, it's called electronic monitoring of employees. I've also attached some supporting documentation as to where that came from. It's a mandatory policy that needs to be placed in our human resources. So it basically came out in August 11th, 2022. Bill 88 received royal assent and became law. So now on July 13th of 2022, the Ontario Ministry of Labor Training and Skills Development updated its online guide to the Employment Standards Act to include a chapter on written policy on electronic monitoring of employees. So employers with 25 or more employees of January 1st, 2022 have until October 11th, 2022 to have this policy in place. So I have a resolution prepared to add it to the human resources policy.
So council, if you can see what the policy is, basically this is, basically, if you take a look at the policy scope, it governs the monitoring, collection, and use of data from any township of Killen, and Richards IT resources. So basically, cell phones, laptops, and all this kind of stuff, right? Because it is municipal property, so that covers. So if everybody's okay, there's a motion on the floor to adopt the policy.
Moved by Deb Plinsky, second by John Jeffrey, that council for the township of Killen approve the new human resources policy and procedures. Policy I-8, electronic monitoring of employees, and further approve the following amendments to the human resources policy and procedures. Renumbering of policy I-8 to I-9, I-9 to I-10, I-10 to I-11, and the deletion of the wording in any reference to.
Comments or questions on the motion? All in favor? Carried. Thank you. That's it for you today. Okay. So there's no expenditures, there's no severances, committee reports. We do have minutes from our special meeting.
Moved by Ted Brown, second by Deb Plinsky, motion to approve minutes of the special meeting held on August 8, 2022, open and closed sessions.
All in favor? Carried. Is there any committee reports that anybody has to bring? I just want to bring up the, just some misconceptions out there, for finance. I want to ensure that we set the record straight, regarding, the financial statements and the misinformation that's out there about, the water plant, the water treatment plant in the village, about users of the system and everything like that. There's rumors out there that, all the ratepayers in the municipality are paying for the water treatment plant in the village, which is not true. It's the users of the system that are paying for that system. We do have reserves that are dedicated to that, and Ottawa River Power, when there's dividends that come in, and those are used to offset if there's a deficit and stuff like that. So the financial statements that we have, municipal financial statements are not that easy to read, right? So I know when I first came, you have to look at it, and there's a revenue line, and there's an expense line. And the other thing that we also have to look at is an amortization line, right? So say that you drive a car off of a car lot, the minute you drive it off, it starts to lose money, right? So that happens with everything. And we have to put those figures in the budget for all of our capital assets and everything like that. So, I encourage people that have questions, contact the staff, contact us. Our financial statements are open, they're on our website and everything like that. So, and also just to reiterate, the FIR award that we received this past year, this was not the first year we won it. I think this was like year 4. So, our books are in great shape. I encourage everybody, take a look at the financial statements. If you don't understand them, give us a call. Our books are in fantastic shape. We've got a healthy reserve. And I want to thank actually the staff and council and everybody that was involved in doing these budgets, over these last years. We're in great shape. So that's all I have to say about that. All right. There's no other committee reports. I will move on to correspondence. First one is the Veterinary Services Committee.
That particular meeting there was very, very lightly attended. It seems like it's kind of going the way of everything else. The old folks are leaving,
Yeah.
and it seems like the younger ones don't have a whole lot of time. Now, Brian came down with me to that meeting.
Oh, okay.
Because he does have cattle, and he could voice his opinion there as a producer. But anyway, we got, if you read through the president's report here in this, well, I brought back here, happy to have out to everybody. There isn't any more the interest there to help the local people here in Renfrew County from this Northern Ontario, whatever they call NAPON there. And they, like for all the years I have been going to this annual meeting, there always was a representative there. Now, last year they didn't have it because of COVID. No, not last year, the year before, I think they didn't have it because of COVID. Last year there wasn't, but anyway, last year there was nobody showed up. It was the last time before COVID there that we had a representative there from this NAPON, the Northern Ontario group. We also had a representative come in there from Eastern Ontario. They're not showing up anymore. So they're starting to get veterinarians in place.
Yeah.
And now they have, for some reason, messed something up in there. And I think every other county has been fine, but Renfrew County veterinarians have not got a penny for their mileage over the last 12 months.
Oh.
So now there's a little bit of a hassle over that.
Yeah, not fair.
So anyway, even the veterinarians, there was only 2 showed up there. And so they couldn't even decide on who was going to end up getting the contracts. So I don't know what's going to happen with that there, but the president was asked to write a letter and find out why we weren't getting better representation, why there was the holdup with the mileage payment, and why, we are falling back in numbers so far. It's just totally out of the picture now. This one veterinarian said he has been trying to pick up an assistant there, an extra veterinarian, for the entire year, from last November to this November, and he never got one bite. Go ahead, Brian.
Oh, sorry, Brian.
Stanley, so those questions you just asked there, when they get the responses, will they send you a copy or? a
I
notification
have
of that?
my doubts,
It's gonna
because
be-
all that we really are involved in here is, we have a voice there at that meeting, but that's about it. But it's this particular sheet here of what each municipality pays. If you're so much ahead, and for those municipalities that don't have a lot of cattle, the flat rate is $280 regardless. So to buy, what I can see on here, there's only 3 municipalities that pay a little bit more. Whitewater region is the biggest one, they have $929.72. That's probably 709.48. And then Laurentian Valley is a little bit over that 280 mark there, which is up to 295.47.
If you, Stanley, if you happen to be talking to that, I guess it's Dave McGonigal, the president, or the secretary lady, maybe ask them to send us a copy of that to council here.
I can do that, I can phone.
The responses, just so we
Yeah.
have an update on what's happening. It's
Good
kind of
idea. Yeah,
like
I can
Stanley says, it's fading out.
yeah.
Donna Campbell is the secretary treasurer there now.
Yeah.
And she is, she works a lot there at the Mag Hall area.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, okay, perfect, good. All right, so the next we have is the John Yakubowski letter, and it is my pleasure to congratulate you for being one of 15 winners of the 2021 FIR Award. The FIR is the primary data collection tool used by the Ministry of Municipal Affairs to collect financial and statistical info on municipalities. This assists the ministry in providing the most current data for the growing number of users of our municipal database and provides vital information to inform government decision-making. And then, of course, we will be identified on the FIR website as one of the winners of this recognition. So again, from our MPP. Next is a thank you letter from the CIBC for sponsoring the silent auction. Next is from Great Highlands. You guys just stop me if you want to pass something. Next is from East Ferris. Next is from Ajala, oh boy, Passorentino. Did you never heard of that place before? Saga Beach. The next is from McNabb Brayside regarding the, the new proposed waste processing facility. If you remember, Tom Peckett was on a Zoom call, so still up in the air.
I guess that's all at a standstill, it looks like.
It looks like it's at a
So they asked
standstill, yeah.
for support again or not?
No, they basically, this is the group that's against it, saying that there was not, without the consent of full council and without local community consultation and without having performed any due diligence by independent qualified third-party experts. So that's what this group is saying, so. The next is from the municipality of Brighton. And then we've got one from the Ministry of Municipal Affairs and Housing. And then another one, the ministry, a thank you for their support letter. Maybe it got stuck. Oh, yes. Perfect, thank you. Awesome. Is there any other correspondence? So next we have the bylaw for our truck. And this was in the budget, the truck is finally here. So we have a motion on the floor for first and second reading.
Moved by John Jeffrey, second by Ted Brown, motion for first and second reading of bylaw 44/2022, being a bylaw to authorize the mayor and CAO clerk treasurer to sign a lease agreement with Mastar Capital, ABMO Financial Group Program.
Discussion? All in favor? Carried. Second reading, Councilman Short.
Municipal Corporation of the Township of Killeen, Hagerty, and Richards bylaw number 44/2022.
All in favor? Good, I'm sorry, I'm a little practice. That was second reading, right? Motion for third.
Moved by Brian Kosky, second by Ted Brown, motion for third reading of bylaw 44/2022.
All in favor? Carried. Third reading, Council Short.
Municipal Corporation of the Township of Killeen, Hagerty, and Richards bylaw number 44/2022.
Any unfinished business? Any new business? Nothing in committee? If there's nothing else, thank you to everyone that has joined us online. We appreciate it, and have a good evening and a happy Thanksgiving, everyone. We have confirming bylaw.
Moved by Ted Brown, second by John Jeffrey, motion for first and second reading of bylaw 45/2022, being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of council at its regular meeting held on October 4th, 2022.
All in favor? Carried. First reading, Council Short.
The Township of Killeen, Hagerty, and Richards bylaw number 45/2022.
Discussion? Second reading, Council Short.
The Township of Killeen, Hagerty, and Richards bylaw number 45/2022.
Discussion? Motion for third.
Moved by John Jeffrey, second by Ted Brown, motion for third reading of bylaw 45/2022.
All in favor? Carried. Third reading, Council Short.
The Township of Killeen, Hagerty, and Richards bylaw number 45/2022.
Motion to adjourn.
Moved by Brian Kosky, second by Ted Brown, motion to adjourn the regular meeting of council held on October 4th, 2022 for the Township of Killeen, Hagerty, and Richards.
All in favor? Thank you, everybody. Good evening. Short and sweet, eh?